Got the guys over tonight, and we're going to get at Patti again, see if we can make some progress.
Get at Patti.
All right, so it's been a month since we worked on Patti, and tonight, I don't know, we're not real ambitious. We're going to try to get in the jackshaft, driveshaft, chain case track. Not the skid, just the track. Yeah. And then if we really feel like we want to do something else, maybe we'll put the belly pan on, but that remains to be seen. Yeah, so that's where we are. But we are going to be smart since the belly pan's off. Why would we put it on before we did that work? It's much easier to put this driveline stuff in without the belly pan on.
Oh, yeah.
So that's about it. All right, our pizza's done. So thanks, patrons. We're going to have a pizza break right now. And everybody else hit subscribe. We'll be back when we're working on the sled. Well, it's Tuesday night, and I'm out here in the shop by myself with good reason. The chassis is way more broke than we thought. We kind of discovered this after we finished the last video. It's broke. It's broke all the way around the corner. It's broke down here. Yeah, that piece is loose. There's like RTV silicone holding that in. It's broke along here. So basically this shock tower is, not held on by much. I guess the front wall of the bulkhead's still holding it on. But this stuff's important here, and I got to weld it up. So that leaves me with two choices. I could TIG weld it, or I can spool gun it. And I'm going to spool gun it for the simple reason that I don't think I can ever get this mess clean enough to properly TIG weld. Spool gun, well, it just tolerates a lot more. So I'm going to get after it, and I'll bring you back and show you what this disaster looks like when I'm done with it. All smiles. I'm saying spool gun for the win. So, not horrible looking for spool gun weld, but she's patched. She's patched plenty good, and you can see on the backside, it's fully penetrated. So that's just fine. Got some globularity down here that it will probably have to grind off in order to, make this boot fit right. Maybe a little bit there, and then let's walk around and look over here. Yep, we got that patched up too. So Patti's had her corner reattached now. Good enough. Ready for the guys to come over and keep putting this thing back together. Back out here in the shop by myself on a Monday. A very astute viewer pointed something out. These blocks, these slider blocks, they're in backwards. Well, not only are they backwards, but they're not even close to the right block. These are for an 8-inch. And for an extra 12, they're only supposed to be 2 inches long. Pretty sure they're going to jam up and wedge in there. Otherwise, they would have just used the same blocks again, I think. So I'm going to get these things out and take the bandsaw to them. You can actually still buy the extra 12 blocks new, but I'm not spending the money on Patti. I'm just going to cut one end off. The other end doesn't really matter if it's too long. We'll just let it hang out the outside. So there you go. I'll bring you back when I'm doing something. So here we are, maybe a minute and a half later. Impact wrench is amazing. So blew this whole corner off. Upper shock mount, radius rods. Worked the ski off. Blocks out. Not sure if I really need to cut it down. Let's give that a measurement quick. Maybe I just need to flip it. Let's find out. All right, I got my favorite guessing stick out. It's set to 1 inch, which is what I've been able to tell should be roughly the center distance for an extra 12. It looks like this is more like 1.25 inches. You know what? I'm not going to cut it down. And here's why. It's pretty easy. So, as long as I put it in the right way, I don't care how long this is. It just is going to just hang out if it gets to the end of its travel. And this way, well, you can see that doesn't matter either because it goes all the way up there. In fact, Let's even check this. Well, look at that. It doesn't even matter if they're in backwards. It just doesn't matter because it's got more than enough room to run all the way up there, and it'll just come back here. So, yeah, I'm not even going to take the other side apart. This is fine. It was fine how it was. Thanks for the alert, friendly viewer. But now we know, as long as this hole reaches the end of the slot, which it does, plus some, and it moves freely, it just doesn't matter. It could go in either way on this particular sled, and it won't matter.
Okay, we're getting some work done here. He's throwing sparks, doing some sort of grinding and splitting. Lonnie's gonna limp his way over here. Careful. Gonna get those bearings out, new bearings, bushings, seals.
Tell them while you're doing that, while you're sitting down?
What's that?
You gonna tell them while you're sitting down while you're doing that?
Sitting down on the job, are ya?
Sitting down on the job. Yeah. That's because I'm 3 weeks into a total knee replacement on the left knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just leave that.
I'm
rest it.
I'm bionicle now.
We don't want the dogs bumping into them.
Yeah, this is a good place for me.
Here's where we're at. I can't find chain case seals.
But these are not too bad.
So the used ones go back in.
Can you see them on?
Because it's Patti.
Can you see them there? I mean,
Oh yeah, they're fine.
spring is there.
Yeah.
They're still flexible. Like they're not.
Yeah, they'll work.
Yeah.
We'll put them in. Worst thing that happens, I might have to pull the chain case again and change them later if they leak. But we use sealed bearings, so they aren't going to leak.
Worst case is Patti gets pregnant.
Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, she's funny. She's kind of chunky.
So here we go. Patty's getting a much improved track. And if you don't think this is improved, go back and watch the original videos where I showed you how bad the original track was. So I traded my buddy Steve 3 beers for this track, and I haven't paid him yet. Still owe you 3 beers, Steve. So is that easy or what?
That was so easy.
With no belly pan on it? It's awesome.
Yeah, no chain case.
Everything's right here.
Oh, you know what we got to do? We got to backtrack.
Backtrack.
Are we going to reuse this bearing?
Ooh.
She sounds kind of bad.
I can hear it from here.
Yeah, let's get that bearing out of there. We got to backtrack so we can get to the bone.
Oh my goodness.
We'll be back. All right. So the guys are asking me, how do I get the bearing out of this flange?
Oh yeah, I remember that trick now.
Just like that. Throw it on the floor. Look at this weird bearing.
Yeah. That's
Oh, it says Polaris on it.
Hey, I want that bearing. I can put it in something.
Tommy will use it. Polaris Sealmaster. This was probably a great bearing in its day, but
20 some years ago.
it makes some noise now. So we're done.
I think you found that trick by accident.
Is that the nut for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be it. Yeah. Right on.
Ow! Oh! You know what I'm doing here?
Reach around.
Are you reaching around to that nut, Dennis?
No. I don't reach around to nuts.
I think I saw 2 people on one of your snowmobiles one time.
That should work. Can the bearings still move? Don't torque those because the bearings got to move.
Yeah.
So it's okay to torque the. No, I don't mean spin. I mean like tilt.
No, I gotta loosen
Oh.
it.
Oh, because we got to be able to get the.
You got to be able to align the shaft. So at the end, I do got to remember to come back and tighten that one nut the most painful way possible inside the track.
There we go.
Yeah, just leave it till we get the chain case on. But it is going to be painful because this is the 4-drive driver, so the chain case has got to go on.
So you don't get
Well, let me tighten them just enough.
And there's very little room. There's very little room on that other side.
Get that inside one tightened real close.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, what are we doing?
We
We're
need
putting
some lube on the shaft.
a shaft in Patti.
Ooh.
Cool. I didn't check that bearing before you did that. So.
What bearing?
If the shaft fits right.
It'll fit.
It'll fit. You just weren't lined up.
No,
You're still not lined up.
no.
It's a 1-inch bearing. It'll fit.
If you mic the end of the shaft, it's probably a little bit
Why, has somebody been pounding on it?
possibility.
He was-
I don't know. I didn't take this apart.
Well,
No, it's
Clean
tapered
it
down
up.
nice. You're Dennis.
Okay.
I'm sure it's going to go right in.
What kind of lube can you spray on that?
See, the bearing's just misaligned. Or is it the set screws too tight?
No, if it's one of the bearings, I back the set screws off.
There it goes. It's going. I just saw it go in.
yep.
Hey, Lon, you want to hand me a soft hammer of some sort? Loose. Loose. There, it's moving.
Yeah, now you got past that flared end and bam.
Yeah, the end
Oh,
was.
now it's loose.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Someone must have banged on the end.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
Now we got to put this on. Oh,
no. You're getting too excited.
O-ring doesn't go right there. Ah, we lost the collar off the shaft.
You get him, Hopi. Tell him, get away from Daddy.
There's the collar for the crank
Get away
seal.
from Daddy.
Does anybody know where that
Yeah,
went?
there you go.
It's in.
I found a seal collar. Fitting for Patti. It's used. It'll be fine.
Okay, we need another
Perfect.
flange. for
And an
over
O-ring. Also used because Patti.
Patty. Patty is repurposed.
here. She's a good girl.
We got the lower shaft in.
Oh, word. Are we sticking the chain case on then?
Yep. As soon as we find the right hardware.
Correct. I need another. I need another flange for this bearing over here.
Everything's missing. It's almost like we quit working on it 6 months ago.
Yep.
And then worked on other things in between. Like that.
Yeah, need the other one.
Need the inside one.
Yes, sir.
She's going for now.
I think the bottom. There. You get the nut started. There you go.
We got a chain case on?
Burton
I
there.
think so. Yes.
Well done. All right, we're good over here. I guess we'll just start.
Put your nuts on.
We'll start torquing stuff.
Bring them in.
Put some nuts to it.
Here we go. We're gonna assemble the chain case while it's easy.
All right. So
This is the best access for a chain case you could get.
this
one
one
likes
goes
That one goes up here on the top when
in
the
narrow side out.
narrow side into the bearing.
In. Okay.
Yep. And then you can just throw the gear right on top of it. So we gotta put the bottom gear on, and then we gotta check the alignment.
Yep.
This is a perfect time to show people how we check the alignment because there's no there's no belly pan in the way.
Are you gonna put another seal on, or are we gonna use this one? This one looks pretty good.
Something tells me we're gonna have to shim this one out a little bit. Yeah, we'll use that seal. It's Patti. We're using used parts wherever possible.
All right. Where's the?
So we're checking our gear alignment.
Still use this, I think.
What I usually do, Lon, is I'll put it down here on this one and then slide it up. And you can see we definitely we need the shims there. And there's like some piece of debris in there, like a needle.
Is that a needle?
No, it's rubber. It's like an O-ring piece or something. So there should have been some shims in there.
Yep.
That one?
There's thick ones and thin ones.
Put them all on. They all came out of here.
that's
not a shim.
That's the wrong one.
That's the washer for up top. Well, let's put the gear back on and see. Maybe I got to dig up some new shims. Some more shims.
Actually, that might be okay.
Snug them a little bit more.
That looks really good right now.
Okay.
We're just flush. So we'll go with that. We'll get the chain on and start tightening stuff up.
Oh, you want it tight.
All right. So Lonnie's got the big, I don't know, I call it a Belleville spring washer up here. And then this one goes down here, and it's also like a cup washer.
It's basically flush.
It's flush. It's not.
Yeah.
It's going to hold the gear in place. And then Patty's getting one new part right now. 7512325. This is the patch bolt that goes down here. You wanna hit her with that? So this bolt, I've had these back off before, and I don't like it. So we do.
That can ruin your day.
It does. It does. Unless you're by a gas station and then you take your cover off, tighten up the bolt, and fill it up with transmission fluid.
Right.
But yeah, that's what we're doing right now. So we're basically done on the chain case already now too. Patty is coming along.
I'm hooking the Speedo cable up.
Speedo? Speedy's got the Speedo cable?
What is this one? 7/16?
Half inch on the bottom.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the big top one
11/16
is.
on the top, right?
Pro-
Yeah, we need a cotter pin. Yeah, that's it, Dennis. I got
Cotter pin for safety.
This little dinky cotter pin? No, that's the wrong cotter pin. Okay. Thought I had it there.
Okay, you want to hold that belt again over there, Dennis?
Yeah. Just hold the trigger.
I bought a giant bag of the exact cotter pin from McMaster Car. 1 inch by 1/8.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
There you go.
Cotter pin.
So we're up to about. Hey, got it now.
Here we go.
Well, the most important thing that happened tonight is all my friends came over.
All my rowdy friends are
We got the band back
coming
together.
over tonight.
Yep. So it's been a good night. Anyways, we had a great time working on Patti.
This way, little big. See there?
Yeah, look at here.
Oh, chain case, jack shaft, drive shaft.
Yep. And the track is in.
1 1/4 inch lightning bolt, thoroughly destroyed, but good enough for Patti.
Yeah.
And one brand new bolt.
1 brand new patch lock. We're spending the money. 2 new bearings too. So
Oh, yeah, that's true.
if we count now, honestly, I had to buy the rod ends too. So the rod ends for the steering and the suspension.
Oh, man. Now she's a cheap whore.
I'm going to have to total it up. The rod ends, the shock rebuild kits, which are just a service kit under $10 a shock. All this, we're still into it for less than $100, even counting the crank seals.
Yeah.
So we'll see how cheap we can get her together by the end.
See what the seat looks like when we put her on it.
Oh,
Hey,
there may
now.
be a surprise coming there.
There you go.
I-
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
No, I'm going to give it away. I blew the budget. I couldn't. The original seat cover isn't salvageable. The one we got from Todd, we might have tried to transplant, but it would have been destroyed. So we'll go over it more in the future when we get to the seat.
All right.
Kind of like my 92 when we redid the cover on it, and then suddenly it
Yeah.
had like a almost new seat on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's become a thing to have new seat covers on sleds now.
Yeah, it is kind of
It does help.
It does make them more rideable than the old duct tape disaster.
Well, the shoe goo works well.
Not on a hole this big. And I understand there's some stuff that guys
You
use.
just got to
with-
use a spatula to.
That's called saran wrap.
Well, there's some stuff
Really
guys
taste
use to
black.
that's like a big roof patching tape. Like, if
Yeah.
you,
Yeah, there you go.
but this one is just too bad. So, anyways, we'll talk about that when we get there. We'll show you what's planned. Something's planned. It's nothing elaborate.
And
There
then
you go.
further
Just
down the
expensive.
line, we're going to clean the fuel injection, right?
Clean
the fuel injection. Yeah.
Wait, I already cleaned the injectors. Remember?
You gotta do it again. Clean those injectors.
But
Clean
we're
the injectors.
making progress. So, in the off time between this video and the next time we get together, I intend to get the skid in here, get the shocks off, and get those rebuilt, and then we'll make a video out of getting the skid together, and we'll probably do the belly pan when there's more than one person here.
I might be able to stand long enough to do bearings on all those bogies too.
Dude, you're standing pretty good for a guy that very recently got a new knee.
Right?
You're doing great. All right, so we're chattering on. So first off, hit subscribe if you haven't yet.
Notify.
We really appreciate everybody that even watched the video, but we really appreciate the patrons. For those of you that don't know, Patreon is a way to support your favorite YouTubers, and it's not just us. Lots of YouTubers have a Patreon account. You can follow the link in the description. Go there and you can sign up to support us at $5 or $10 a month, and that gets your name up here on the screen. But it does more. You also get to see all the videos early. You get to see them ad-free. And from time to time, well, actually quite often, there's patron-only videos.
Extra stuff.
Extra stuff, behind the scenes stuff that, for whatever reason, didn't want to put it on the channel.
A little more than G rating at times.
Yeah,
There's some words that can't be on this
This is
on
true.
this
I
G-rated
think
show.
Patty's been PG-13.
Patty's
already.
Right.
So anyways, check that out if you're interested in supporting the channel or seeing some more of that other stuff we're talking about. Next swap meet that I know of is in Somerset, Wisconsin on the first Saturday of December.
December 7th.
December 7th.
It was Two Cousins. I'm not sure of the name right now, but that's what it was.
It was
And
the
it's growing.
Osceola swap meet
It's
forever.
growing.
We'll
Yep.
give a blatant plug. Paul Anderson of Croyland Leather in Osceola ran that swap meet forever.
Yep.
And he is a genius with leather repairs. So if you're
That's the
into...
Osceola guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you're into 90s leathers to go with your 90s sled and you need any leather work done, get a hold of Paul at Croyland Leather.
Yep.
Oh, I got one more blatant plug. I had me, Greg, and Randy Holland had lunch at the Black Cat last Friday up in Thief River Falls. What a great bar, restaurant, full of Arctic Cat memorabilia. The owner, Al, is super cool. If you're ever in Thief River Falls, highly recommend check out the Black Cat. Not a paid promotion at all.
Not at all.
Neither one of those. But, all right, we're about done here.
All right.
We'll see you at the swap meet.
See you at the swaps.